Welcome to another marvelous video where we'll be exploring the Resources Development Administration, or the RDA, which made its debut in James Cameron's Avatar. In the world of Avatar, the Resources Development Administration is a powerful corporation that seeks to exploit the resources of the planet Pandora at any cost. With advanced technology and a ruthless pursuit of profit, the RDA is a formidable force that threatens the delicate balance of Pandora's ecosystem and the indigenous Na'vi population. In this video, we will delve into the history, operations, and impact of the RDA, examining their motivations and methods. Through our exploration of the RDA, we hope to gain a deeper understanding of the complex themes and issues that are at the heart of Avatar. So sit back, relax, and join us on this journey into the world of the Resources Development Administration. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Introduction to RDA Corporation and its role in the movie Avatar. In the world of James Cameron's Avatar, the Resources Development Administration is a powerful and influential corporation that holds a monopoly over the resources of Pandora and other off-Earth locations. The RDA's resources outmatch most Earth governments, making it one of the most powerful entities in human space. The Interplanetary Commerce Administration, or the ICA, were the ones who granted RDA their monopoly over Pandora, which would last for lifetimes. But the monopoly came with a condition that made RDA limited in its capability to use weapons of mass destruction in space, which crippled its military might. Despite this treaty, the RDA's actions on Pandora led to a devastating conflict with the indigenous Na'vi people who inhabited the planet. In the world of Avatar, the RDA is a powerful and influential quasi-governmental administrative entity, or QGAE, with a long and storied history. The RDA began as a modest Silicon Valley company in the early 21st century, but quickly grew in stature and influence, proposing the construction of a world-spanning rapid transit system and creating hundreds of factories that orbited the Earth's moon, Mars, and the asteroid belts in the solar system. The company's success came at a cost, with its factories causing pollution that frequently rained onto the Earth, which devastated the planet. But like most corporations that chased after profit, they ignored the consequences of their actions. The RDA's most significant venture was its colonization and mining operations on Pandora. Despite the enormous capital investment required to undertake the venture, the company was the only one that could secure mining rights to unobtainium, an extremely valuable superconductor material necessary for the operation of the global network of maglev trains. The RDA proceeded to stop the production of alternatives for unobtainium found on Earth, creating a black market that funded terrorist groups. The RDA's interactions with the Na'vi people, the blue-skinned human-like species native to Pandora, were initially peaceful. The Avatar program, developed by RDA scientist Dr. Cordell Lovecraft, was created to help boost communications with the Na'vi. However, the death of the Na'vi Silwanan at the hands of an RDA employee and the destruction of the Trees of Voice by the Security Operations Division of the RDA led to a violent conflict between the RDA and the Na'vi people, which resulted in the RDA fleeing Pandora. The RDA eventually returned to Pandora almost 14 years later, driven by Earth's environmental degradation. The company intimidated the people of Hell's Gate into choosing between the options of surrender or death. The RDA began recolonizing Pandora, constructing a coastal city known as Bridgehead. They achieved this with the help of advanced 3D printing and robots that resembled spiders. The RDA also began whaling operations to harvest Amrita from the highly intelligent Tulkun. Amrita is a resource that prevents aging and is highly valued. The collaboration of the RDA to create the Pandoran Research Foundation and Avatar highlights the organization's commitment to using their resources and technology to further their goals, often at the expense of the environment and indigenous populations. The RDA's cruel animal experiments in the Avatar video games, attempting to control their minds and behavior using technology, is a disturbing foreshadow of the real-life controversy surrounding Elon Musk's Neuralink Corporation. The corporation has been accused of causing over 1,500 animals to suffer and die via surgeries and brain implants, raising ethical concerns about the use of animals in scientific research. The RDA's similarity to the Shinra Electrical Power Company from Final Fantasy VII and the conglomerate by and large from the film WALL-E further highlights the trope of ethically dubious mining companies who constantly choose to destroy planets and ecosystems for their own gain. These comparisons underscore the importance of responsible and sustainable resource management and the need to prioritize the well-being of the environment and its inhabitants over profit and power. RDA's business model and Pandoran operations subdivisions. The Pandoran operations of the RDA in Avatar are divided into several subdivisions, each with its own specific role and function. The Science Operations branch of the RDA is dedicated to researching and compiling academic sources to further their knowledge about Pandora, with a primary focus on understanding and exploring the ecosystem of Pandora, which includes the flora and fauna. They are also in charge of studying the alien language of the Na'vi people. The staff from PSYOPs make up the majority of the Avatar program, developing and utilizing avatars to conduct fieldwork and establish friendly relations with the Na'vi. However, compared to RDA's mining and security operations, funding and staffing for PSYOPs were much lower. The RDA prioritizes investing in unobtainium mining operations, which generates higher profits, leading to conflicts between the Pandoran scientific community and the RDA sponsors. The scientific community is dedicated to researching and preserving the moon's flora and fauna, while the RDA prioritizes profit over scientific research. As a result of these ideological differences, conflicts often arose between PSYOPs staff and administrators. Despite these challenges, PSYOPs personnel continued to work tirelessly to explore and understand the complex and diverse ecosystem of Pandora, which is essential for the survival of the Na'vi people and the maintenance of environmental balance. The mining operations of the Resources Development Administration on Pandora comprises of mining and construction workers from Earth, who now serve as a labor force on the moon. Their primary task is to mine materials such as unobtainium, which is a valuable and rare material with immense commercial and strategic importance. In addition to unobtainium mining, mine ops personnel have also been engaged in mining to create materials such as steel and concrete in order to continue their efforts of recolonizing the moon. The RDA's mining operations on Pandora are a crucial part of their overall strategy to exploit the moon's resources and generate profits for the shareholders back on Earth. Despite the importance of their work, mine ops personnel often face dangerous working conditions on Pandora. The moon's environment is hostile, and the Na'vi population is often hostile towards the RDA's mining operation. The RDA has invested in advanced technology and equipment to protect their workers, including AMP suits and automated mining machinery, but accidents and fatalities still occur. The mining operations are a vital component of the RDA's operations on Pandora, as it provides the labor force that is necessary to mine valuable materials and supports from the RDA's recolonization efforts on the moon. Now, coming to another subdivision, Security Operations, which is also known as SecOps, the military division of the Resources Development Administration on Pandora. Their primary role is to provide security and defense for the RDA's civilian personnel on the moon. Basically, they protect them from the dangerous Pandoran environment and the hostile Na'vi population. The SecOps comprises of military veterans who believe that sharp eyes, quick reflexes, and loaded weapons are essential for survival in the unforgiving conditions of Pandora. The SecOps personnel undergo extensive training in various classes, including grunts, weapon specialists, medics, AMP suit pilots, hazmat troopers, elite troopers, and special forces operators. Equipped with advanced body armor, exopacks, and heavy military-grade weaponry, the SecOps soldiers are a formidable force. To adapt to the challenges of Pandora, the RDA developed recombinants, specialized military-human Na'vi hybrids, for missions in the forest. These hybrids can move around the moon without immediately triggering the aggression of the fauna or Na'vi warriors. Weaponry is a crucial aspect of the SecOps arsenal. They have access to several heavy military-grade weapons, such as assault rifle, sniper rifle, grenade launchers, and machine guns. They also use specialized weapons like the flamethrower and rocket launcher to destroy targets from afar. In addition to these conventional weapons, the SecOps also have access to high-tech devices like UT suicide drone, which can seek out and destroy targets autonomously, and auto turrets, which can provide cover fire. To protect themselves from Pandora's dangerous wildlife, the SecOps use ultrasonic repulsor pods that emit high-pitched sounds to keep creatures at bay. They also have access to armored vehicles like the AMP suit, a powered exoskeleton that enhances strength and mobility, and the C-21 Dragon assault ship, which is equipped with powerful munitions capable of leveling entire cities. The Cetacean Operations, or CETOPS, is the marine division of the RDA, which is present on Pandora, with a fleet of vessels that is used for their operations on the sea and under the water. They also used it for whaling to fund their colonization efforts during their return to Pandora. Interstellar vehicles, or ISVs, are the transportation vehicles used to travel between Earth and Pandora, with a minimum of 12 ships being used to transport cargo and crew between the two. During the RDA's invasion to establish Bridgehead, 10 armed ships were used to achieve the feat. The RDA has been in experiments that breached the ethical treatment of animals when it came to the wildlife of Pandora, including caging them for long periods of time, conducting animal testing to psychologically experiment on them, and hunting the Tulkun to extract Amrita. Additionally, the arrival of humans on Pandora caused the animals to die of a virus known as Earthsin, which led to suspicions that the virus was spread by bacteria found in human beings. Despite knowledge of this potential threat to the wildlife of Pandora, the RDA chose to hide information about their findings on the virus until its cause was known for sure. Major characters related to RDA Corporation in the movie Avatar. The RDA in Avatar features several notable members, which includes Parker Selfridge, the former head administrator, Miles Quaritch, the chief of security, and Lyle Wainfleet and Sean Fike, who were both mercenaries. Trudy Chacon is a former Samson pilot, and the Venture Star Crew chief is a warrant officer. The Cetacean Operations features Francis Ardmore, a general, and Ward, a Sea Dragon pilot, as well as Mick Scoresby, a Sea Dragon captain. Let's go deeper into a few prominent characters that were part of the RDA from the movie that has made a huge impact on the audience. Parker Selfridge was the head administrator of the Resources Development Administration on Pandora. Parker is a morally ambiguous character with a profit-driven mindset, and his actions throughout the movie reflect this. He was determined to obtain non-obtainium at any cost, even if it meant destroying the homes of the Na'vi, the native inhabitants of Pandora. Despite his willingness to use force, Parker Selfridge also showed a willingness to use diplomacy if it served the interests of the RDA. He granted Jake Sully 1 more hour to persuade the Omaticaya clan to leave their home tree. By doing this, he tried to show that he was willing to negotiate if it helped the RDA's cause. However, if negotiations failed, he was also willing to use brute force to achieve his goal. Parker's lack of respect for the Na'vi was evident in his derogatory comments about them, referring to them as blue monkeys and savage, but after witnessing the destruction caused by the RDA's attack on Home Tree, he seemed to have a change of heart and became more reluctant to use violence against the Na'vi. Colonel Miles Quaritch was a character in the movie Avatar who served as the chief of security on Pandora for the RDA security operation. He was a ruthless and cunning military commander who was determined to achieve the RDA's objectives on Pandora, even if it meant using force against the Na'vi. Quaritch was responsible for directing the destruction of the Omaticaya clan's home tree and leading SecOps forces in the assault on the Tree of Soul. Clearly, the RDA seemed to be quite fond of violent fireworks. Well, sadly for Colonel Miles, he was killed in action by Neytiri at the age of 51. It was also revealed that Quaritch had fathered a son named Miles Spider Socorro. In 2170, Quaritch's consciousness was duplicated into a 20-year-old recom under Project Phoenix, and he was given the codename Blue One. As the commander of the 1st Recon Squad, he was ordered by General Francis Ardmore to hunt down and kill Jake Sully for his role as the leader of the Na'vi insurgency and the strategic raids he had been leading against the RDA. Colonel Miles Quaritch was portrayed as a brutal and uncompromising character who was willing to do whatever it took to achieve his objective. His military experience and tactical skills made him a formidable opponent, and he was feared by both the Na'vi people and the human characters in the movie. However, his arrogance and single-minded focus on achieving victory ensured his downfall, as he underestimated the determination and fighting skills of the Na'vi. General Francis Ardmore was a SecOps general of the Resources Development Administration on Pandora and the commander of the Joint Expeditionary Task Force. Her primary duty was to tame the frontier and establish humanity's future home on Pandora, including trying to pacify the Na'vi population. She is an antagonist in Avatar: The High Ground and Avatar: The Way of Water. Ardmore became a 4-star general who was tasked with being the on-world commander and security leader of Pandora. She led a fleet of 10 starships back to Pandora after the original expulsion of the RDA, with the goal of retaking Hell's Gate and finding and killing Jake Sully, who she considered a threat to the RDA's operation. In Avatar: The Way of Water, Ardmore resided at Bridgehead with the objective of colonizing Pandora and making it a new home for humanity since Earth is dying. She commanded the recombinant squad led by Miles Quaritch to hunt down Jake Sully. She also psychologically tortured a captive Miles Socorro using a machine that can analyze his thoughts to find out where the Sullys were hiding, but he was able to withstand it. The comics feature Charles Stringer, the current head administrator, Paz Socorro, a Scorpion pilot, and Nash McCosker, former RDA employee. James Cameron's Avatar, the game, includes Abel Ryder, a signal specialist, Carl Falco, a commander, and Kendra Midori, an officer. Victor Monroe is a senior science officer, while Winslow is a captain, and Batista is an explosive specialist. The RDA also employs AMP suit pilots, field medics, miners, scientists, and technicians. James Cameron's Avatar the Game on Wii and PSP features Conrad Olson, a general, and Sean Wallen, a major. On the other hand, James Cameron's Avatar the Game DS includes Anthony Osman, a scientist, and Lawrence and Mel, who were both privates. The Avatar franchise has a few video games under its belt, and there are quite a few characters that have not made their way to the big screens just yet. James Cameron's Avatar on the iOS and Android platforms includes Ryan Lorenz, a former captain, and John Cage, a major. Another game, known as Avatar Pandora Rising, features several notable members, including Eliza Drennick, the CEO, Catherine Hale, a captain, and Marcus Freeman, a warrant officer. The game Avatar Reckoning features Ashley Sloan, who's a sniper, and Will Murphy and Wolf, both of whom are captains. The RDA in Avatar also employs several other individuals in various roles. These include lockup troopers, dragon gunship navigators, shuttle co-pilots, tractor operators, and Hell's Gate medics. James Cameron's Avatar the Game on Wii and PSP also features several other characters, which include Dr. Harper, a scientist, and Kendra Midori's father, who is an RDA employee. The game also features several Na'vi characters, including Tanjala, a warrior, and Sahik Silwanen, a spiritual leader. Avatar Pandora Rising has characters such as Angela Henrik, who desires to slaughter Pandora's animals, and Bill Onozuki, CJ, and Marcus Freeman, whose occupations are unknown. The game also features several other individuals, including Alejandra Castro, a mining engineer and mineralogist, and Alexis Riviera Jones, who is a supply chief. Avatar Reckoning is the game in which we can find characters such as Zeke Hodge, who's a gun instructor, and Nathan Gomez, a guard trainer. The game also includes characters such as Trinity Harper, an administrator, as well as Edmund Langford, who makes an appearance as a professor. Marvelous verdict! The RDA in Avatar is a complex organization with a range of individuals and motivations. From head administrators and scientists to mercenaries and soldiers, each member of the RDA played a role in the organization's efforts to exploit Pandora for profit and power. The organization's arrival on Pandora was driven by a desire for profit and resources, with little regard for the planet's ecosystem or the Na'vi people who called it home. Through their mining operations and military presence, the RDA sought to exploit Pandora's resources and bend the planet to their will, but their actions led to a conflict with the Na'vi, who resisted the RDA's efforts to colonize their home and destroy their way of life. The RDA's military presence on Pandora was led by the Chief of Security, Miles Court, who oversaw a team of mercenaries and soldiers. Their objective was to protect the mining operations and maintain control over the Na'vi population, who saw the RDA's presence as a threat to their planet and their lifestyle. Alongside the military operations, the RDA also employed a team of scientists and experts to support their mining efforts. These individuals, such as xenomarine researcher Ian Garvin and signal specialist Abel Ryder, played a crucial role in developing technologies to extract unobtainium from Pandora's rich deposits. Despite the RDA's advanced technology and military might, their efforts to conquer Pandora ended up failing. The Na'vi, with their deep connection to the planet and its ecosystem, were able to mount a successful resistance and drive the invaders off their land. The corporation's technological advancements and military capabilities have played a crucial role in securing its operations on Pandora. As we continue to explore the Avatar universe, it will be interesting to see how the RDA's presence on Pandora evolves and how the conflict between the corporation and the Na'vi is ultimately resolved. And with that, we come to the end of our exploration of the RDA Corporation that has burrowed its way into the visually stunning world of Pandora. If you liked our video, don't forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.